everyone, welcome back to the Millennials Matter YouTube channel. We have another very insightful video. Today, we're not just pulling back the curtain, we're breaking down the walls. We're diving into the underground money lessons the ultra wealthy pass down to their kids, the stuff they don't want you to know. These aren't your typical financial platitudes. We're talking paradigm shifts, mind-bending strategies, and a whole different way of looking at money. Get ready to have your financial world rocked. Always watch until the very end to get the most value. Number 1, the information arbitrage advantage and the power of hidden knowledge. The rich don't just teach their kids about assets, they teach them to find hidden assets. The ones most people don't even see. It's not just stocks and bonds. It's about recognizing that exclusive information, niche knowledge, and even social connections can be assets. They teach their kids to cultivate information networks, to seek out undervalued opportunities, and to understand that knowledge is power. They learn to see patterns where others see chaos. They understand that information before it becomes widely known is the most valuable asset of all. They are taught that the world is full of hidden value, and it is their job to find it. They teach their kids to seek out asymmetric information, the knowledge that gives them an unfair advantage. This could be insider industry trends, upcoming regulatory changes, or even untapped markets. They are taught to understand that the information that everyone has no value. How to apply this? Start developing your own information networks. Seek out niche communities, attend industry events, and cultivate relationships with experts. Learn to identify patterns and trends before they become mainstream. Number 2, the controlled chaos debt strategy and the art of calculated risk. The middle class fears debt like a plague. The rich, they use it to create controlled chaos, a calculated disruption that leads to massive gains. They teach their kids to use debt to fund disruptive ventures, to challenge the status quo, and to capitalize on market inefficiencies. They understand that sometimes you have to break the rules to win the game. They teach them to leverage debt to create a temporary advantage. They are taught to understand that risk is not something to avoid, but something to manage. They teach their kids to use debt to fund experimental projects that have the potential for exponential returns. This could be investing in cutting-edge technologies, funding radical startups, or even creating their own disruptive products or services. They understand that failure is a learning opportunity. How to apply this? Start thinking about how you can use debt to create disruption in your own life. Identify opportunities to challenge the status quo and capitalize on market inefficiencies. Number 3, the influence ecosystem architecture and the power of social currency. The rich don't just build networks, they build influence ecosystems, powerful webs of relationships that generate social and financial capital. They teach their kids to cultivate relationships with influential people, to build strategic alliances, and to leverage social capital for mutual benefits. They understand that influence is a currency, and they learn to trade it wisely. They are taught to understand that their social circle is their greatest asset. They are taught to understand that they should always be adding value to their network. They teach their kids to create micro communities around shared interests or goals. This could be organizing exclusive events, creating online forums, or even funding collaborative projects. They understand that building a strong community is a powerful way to generate influence. How to apply this? Start building your own influence ecosystem. Identify influential people in your field and find ways to add value to their lives. Number 4, the time value of attention principle and the art of capturing and monetizing focus. The rich understand that attention is the new currency. They teach their kids how to capture and monetize it. They teach their kids to build personal brands, to create compelling content, and to leverage social media to build a following. They understand that attention is a limited resource, and they learn to capture it effectively. They are taught to understand that their attention is their most valuable asset. They are taught to understand that they should be monetizing their attention. They teach their kids to create attention monopolies by developing unique skills, creating exclusive content, or building niche communities. They understand that owning attention is the key to long-term wealth. How to apply this? Start building your own personal brand. Create compelling content that captures attention and builds a following. Number 5, the legacy engineering blueprint and the art of building generational wealth. The rich don't just build wealth for themselves. They build it for generations to come. They teach their kids to create systems, structures, and institutions that perpetuate wealth across generations. This could involve setting up family trusts, creating charitable foundations, or even establishing family businesses. They understand that wealth is not just about money, it's about legacy. They are taught to understand that they are stewards of their family's wealth. They are taught to understand that they should be building a legacy that will outlive them. They teach their kids to create impact legacies by funding projects that address social or environmental challenges. They understand that building a better world is the ultimate legacy. How to apply this? Start thinking about how you can build a legacy that will outlive you. Create systems and structures that will perpetuate your values and your wealth. These 5 underground money secrets are not for the faint of heart. They're for those who dare to challenge the status quo and create their own financial destiny. It's about thinking differently, taking calculated risks, and building a legacy that will last. What underground money lessons have you discovered? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on building wealth and challenging the conventional wisdom. See you next time.